We're back.
That's right. It is Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means
You're here with us.
That's right, for CV Tech Talk. Always on the Twitters, many times on Facebook Live.
That's right.
Tell everyone about tonight's topic.
Tonight will be a Kobe Bryant theme. Rest in peace, Mamba. You know, like many people around the world, man, that was just a shock. I was actually just got out of mask, got the girl strapped in the car, turned the radio on. That's the first sentence I hear. And I just couldn't believe it. It took me the whole day for it to sink in to really believe it. Wow, someone that young and that vibrant and doing some great things is gone. And just to see his, the arc of his, at least of the life that we knew him in the public eye, the ups and the downs, and someone that you look up to and just entertained us. He was part of the family. At least for me, being a Laker fan, just watching Kobe just in awe. I mean, it was weird because his last game, where he dropped 60 points on the Utah Jazz and willed that team to victory and the Chicago won, that moment coincided with one of the absolute lowest moments of my life, but just the hardest things for me to get through. And that kind of brought me out of it for a little bit, made me forget the pain I was feeling. And, he brought a lot of joy to basketball fans. Even if a lot of people who hated him and booed him, you respected him. And, what he was doing to promote women's basketball and girls' sports through his daughters was an amazing thing. So tonight we're going to be tipping our cap to the Black Mamba, to Kobe. So, go ahead and introduce yourself. If you're on Facebook Live here, go ahead and introduce yourself, drop a comment, or if you're on the Twitters, introduce yourself. We're going to go ahead and get started here. So introduce yourself, and who is an important person who inspired you that's no longer with us, and how or why did they inspire you?
So I talked about my grandma.
Okay.
So my grandma was the most educated person I ever knew, and yet she had no college education. But she was always learning and always could remember anything, just new facts like crazy. But she was also someone that was continually growing, not only intellectually, with in her knowledge, but also in regards to social awareness. And so she would talk about how as she got to know more people from differing cultures and differing I don't know what you would say, socioeconomic status, different races and such, she became a lot more, what would you say? I don't know. She just realized some of what she had grown up with and how it was not equitable or accepting of others. So I was, that's what I talked about, was my grandma. And yeah. How about you, Adam?
For me, it would have to be the late Jim Sweeney, man. He touched so many people's lives, man. This dude knew how to motivate people. Former Fresno State football coach, I'm here to this. Even TikTok does not exist without Jim Sweeney. I'm going to put it that way, because he's the one that hired my dad to work at Fresno State. That's the reason why we moved up here. We would never have moved up here from Orange County had Jim Sweeney not done that. But moving 4 hours away from family, he treated me like I was one of his own grandkids. And, just watching him just from afar or right face to face, or driving him around like his personal chauffeur at practice on his golf cart, and, hearing all his little one-liners and hearing him give a speech to that team. And it's like you watch the Avengers and you see every Avengers movie has Captain America giving that speech that just gets you ready to roll. That was Coach Sweeney. He knew how to do that and just motivate you and get you ready to go into battle. And there's pretty popular books out there, Edgy Protocols, that are inspired by the way Jim Sweeney runs practice. If you guys don't know about Jim Sweeney, he'll tell you how Coach Sweeney's influenced the whole Edgy Protocol system. What's up, Judy Blakeney?
Hey, we've got Eddie Gonzalez on the Twitters.
Okay.
He joined in. And he says that he was always inspired of Kobe's stories of being the first one in and out of the gym.
Yep.
And Eddie was an athlete as well.
Yep.
Played soccer. And
Tried.
they were on the same team at times. So he says, is this true? In high school, he says he would wake up early and study and then take extra laps after soccer. And in college, he would hit the library.
I didn't know Eddie until we were after college.
Oh, after college. You knew his,
I believe that.
His brother, you knew, right?
Yeah,
Earlier.
I played with his brother in college. But,
okay, but you believe
Eddie's,
it.
I believe Eddie. I don't think
Okay.
Angie would have done it.
His brother wouldn't have, but Eddie would?
Eddie, I believe.
Okay. So Eddie says, we were talking about, who inspires you. And Eddie said that he likes to speak with people that are older than him and have more experience, and that a common theme is to always continue learning and growing. He said that in response to my comment about my grandma. So, Angela just bought the second Edu Protocol and
Nice.
sketch notes. Oh, sketch notes. That
Yes.
reminds me. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I need info about how you do sketch notes, like more specifics, getting kids better at it, getting kids for a teacher I'm working with.
Yeah.
So-
or you can talk to Angela. She's got my
Yeah?
slide deck. I mean,
Oh,
she'll
cool.
tell you all about it.
Perfect.
I mean,
I'm gonna make myself a
I,
note.
I'm here, so I'm sure I could help you.
I told this teacher that I know someone that's more of an expert in sketch notes than me, so I'd find out. So sketch notes for Mr. Cannon.
Okay. What grade level is this?
This is high school science.
High school
And I know
science.
you have a lot of high school science
Yeah,
teachers
do you
you've
have
worked
any
with.
idea right now what they're studying?
They were doing like the Big Bang.
Ooh,
He just finished the Big
that's all
Bang.
about some
So I don't know what
sketch
they're
notes.
doing next. That's what he just finished.
Okay.
But what he wants to know is how
you
to
see,
make.
You see what we're doing here. See at least what I'm doing. I'm thinking of sketch notes organically.
Yes,
You got to start with learning target.
correct.
With the audience, with the who.
So can I tell you starting with the who and what his requests are, can I tell you what he was learning to learn most about?
Yeah.
First of all, he's using sketch notes at the end of a unit, kind of as like a review before a test.
Okay.
He wants to know how to make the process like more efficient for kids. Like, is
Okay.
there's a way that he should teach it so that they can be quicker, so that they can be whatever.
So here's how I do that, and I've through experience, a little trial and error.
Mhm.
It's like this: the in-class stuff. I mean, for me, there's 3 stages to a sketch note. There's the pencil sketches, the tracing, and there's the color coding. The tracing and color coding, that's what takes the time. The pencil sketches is probably that doesn't take too long. So what you do, if you're gonna use it as direct note taking, the way I do, they have to have their sketch notes done for in time to be able to use it on assessment. But to complete the whole thing, you need to have it traced and color coded. I give the kids an entire week to after the assessment that they've used them on.
Okay.
It works as spiral review, and it promotes reflection because now they're coming back to it after we've already moved on.
Did you write a blog post about this process?
I need to. I have one scheduled.
Okay.
I haven't made it out yet, but I will.
Okay. Would you be willing to do a hangout with this teacher?
Yeah, definitely.
This teacher's like super excited on board. Works with Dana. Woodlake.
Okay.
Yeah, but would like definitely love talking to you. This teacher, love it. I walk in the classroom. He's a white guy, and I walk in, and he's got all this energy, and he's an amazing teacher. And all of a sudden, he just starts speaking perfect Spanish, complete with the accent. And I was like, man, I'm so jealous. I can't speak any Spanish. And it was just like, I wouldn't, you like those moments that you wouldn't have expected someone to like sound like that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of interesting. Hey, there's Martha. Martha's here.
Martha's here.
Also, we have some more comments here. So Victor said he didn't know anything about Kobe. I'm the same, actually. I didn't know much about Kobe either. I'm not a big basketball fan. But he, yeah. So anyway, let's see. We've got Angela's talking about Edu Protocols again, and he's downloaded. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Martha. Hope the family is good. Actually, the next question has to do with family. It says Kobe Bryant was a dedicated family man. How do you connect your classroom or school site with families? So when I was in the classroom, there wasn't a lot of tech, but a lot of I worked in one of the schools I worked in, the families would come pretty much pick up the kids, some of the kids, so I would connect with them that way. So in person. But now there's a lot of teachers I work with that love Seesaw, because I've got a lot of young primary teachers I work with.
Yeah, I pretty much
love Seesaw.
Use Remind.com, Guardians on Google Classroom, because you can attach a parent email to a student's account. Let's see, we use School Messenger, which I hate, which we're going to be probably moving to our Aries next year, which has a much better home messenger built right in. So I'm excited for that. We have Howard Cayuna. He says he likes to just take pictures and share them with the parents.
Yeah.
So if you're in that situation, go for it. Yes.
Yeah.
Eddie Gonzalez says, I love to call home. I love home visits and tutoring. I absolutely love bringing parents to the campus. In my opinion, every unit or learning cycle should end with a community presentation.
Ooh, I like it.
Parents attending, yes.
That is great.
That deserves a retweet. Yeah, Eddie's pretty. Eddie's the man in that respect. So yeah, Kobe was a family man. It was a good arc of this portion of his life. You know, he devoted dad really. I think one of the great quotes that we've heard a lot lately is that how he's out and about, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Kobe, man, you have daughters, so you need to have a son to carry on your legacy." And his oldest daughter, Gigi, the one that passed away with him, steps up. No, I got this. The twinkle in his eye when she said that, like how proud he was. I mean, that's just a great little experience right there. Let's see.
Hey, you were talking about Remind.com.
Yes.
Can I say about Remind.com, if any of you use Remind.com? So
Okay.
I am getting Remind.com messages as a parent from a high school. The ones that come from the teachers are fine because it's pretty much text.
Yes.
Okay. Remember, you have a test set, coming up, blah, blah, blah. The ones from the school have a PDF you have to download, and they don't even say what it's about.
That's terrible.
So what if it's about sports and my kid's not in sports? What if it's about a dance and my kid doesn't want to go to a dance? What if it's about SATs and I'm so pissed off because I don't want to open any more of these dumb PDFs and take up room on my phone because it comes through text.
Yeah.
It's not like I can get it on my computer. And so now I stopped downloading them, and there was something that was actually important.
So what we forgot
Just
to
saying.
say is what we're drinking tonight.
Yes.
So tonight's not a local wine. It is an Italian wine in honor of Kobe. Kobe, if you don't know, spent much of his childhood in Italy, as his dad was a professional basketball player in Italy. Kobe was fluent in Italian and many other languages for that matter. He could speak. So Kobe was a fan of AC Milan, the soccer team in Italy. And they had a match today, and they did a huge tribute to him, being one of their most famous fans. But tonight, we're having an Italian wine here called Frascello. Let's see, it is from Montorso, Italy. So it's a red blend, pretty solid. And, we're having some Italian wine in honor of Kobe and his Italian heritage. I'll never forget a commercial I saw of him where he was like playing against these Italian guys like street ball and trash talking them in Italian. I thought that was a pretty hilarious commercial back in the day. So question 2 just dropped, and it says, Kobe Bryant was not short on confidence. He was up to the challenge of jumping from high school to the NBA. How do you leverage EdTech to inspire confidence and to embrace challenges? So I remember when I was in teacher ed, we had this writing prompt we had to do about, dealing with a difficult, situation surrounding a student. So we had to make up a story. So mine was what if you have a student that's about to go in the NBA and the media circus that it would be. And I pretty much imagine if I was one of Kobe's teachers when he was a senior in high school getting ready to go to the NBA and was like, where's his mind? How am I going to distract my students and how I would deal with his challenges? And I'll never forget that. I remember my professor didn't even know who he was. I had no clue who he was.
How funny.
He had already become a superstar by that time. But I thought that was a great little Kobe story. So again, how do you leverage EdTech to inspire confidence and to embrace challenges?
So something that I talked about was, To inspire confidence, you've got to, a lot of times when I'm working with teachers and trying to help them to embrace ed tech when they're hesitant or scared or don't have a lot of confidence, is to leverage the confidence of students to use technology. Because students oftentimes will just start pushing buttons and figure things out and try it. And so if you've got 25 kids in your class that I did some in-class coaching, I showed you and your students some strategies, then even if you are not quite sure what to do next time, you feel confident in approaching it again because you've got your students that are kind of like your lifelines. So I think that is a great way to do that. So essentially, I'm trying to find a blog post where I wrote a story about that. I'm not finding it yet. But anyway, so that's my story about inspiring confidence. How about you, Adam?
You know what? This is kind of part of the wisdom behind my my student Google certification program.
Okay.
Because again, just I've noticed as I've coached teachers through the actual level 1 certification, you see that just look of accomplishment on their face. That's priceless. So as I've created the one for the students, I've seen them as they get through it. You see them, they feel empowered. So they, and that leads them to want to take on other challenges. I have kids now who want to do level 2. They come to me wanting to learn more. And I think this also inspires confidence teachers, because teachers, for the most part, a lot of times will be like, yeah, well, the kids don't even know. But when they know that these kids are coming at them with these skills, the teachers become more confident in implementing these things that I'm working on. So that's just been my my little odyssey there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Gerald Robinson just joined.
Okay.
Gerald Robinson is I believe he's the fitness coach for our buddy Jesus.
Okay.
Down Imperial Valley. Gerald Robinson is the reason why I befriended Gerald Robinson is he's a former Fresno State football player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
One thing I remember about Gerald Robinson, he was a kick returner for the 1988 championship team. I remember my mom nicknamed him Smiley.
Really?
Yeah, he probably doesn't remember. He probably doesn't remember who I am. But my mom nicknamed him Smiley. He says every time she sees him, he has had this big cheeser on his face. So I never forgot Gerald Robinson. Got a few of his highlights, probably one of my videos on YouTube.
All right.
So.
Yes. There it is.
Any questions? I
thought we missed a question. So a couple minutes, less than 2 minutes until question 3.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're waiting, do you have any edu wins today?
A lot of little ones.
Yeah.
Again, it just speaks to the power of being a walking coach, because when you're a walking coach, that's when EdTech gets implemented organically.
Yes.
Because, from all these conversations I end up having with these teachers as I'm just, in the room, just, leaving feedback and fly on the wall. And, if they come to me, we'll talk, and usually we debrief after. Then we start planning, things get planned.
Yeah.
And they come to me with ideas like, I want to be able to, I want to do this better. So they start going in with what their learning goals are, and then I find something I can suggest for them, and that's how the tech gets done organically. I'm not hitting them over the head with a bunch of strategies and apps. Let's see what you're doing first. And so it's just every day since I've recommitted to walking classrooms daily and putting it in my schedule. I'm just going to be in as many as I can. Those have been my wins. Just those conversations.
So in addition to being a walking coach,
Yes.
I also like to be a lounging coach. In other words, I like to hang out in staff lounges.
Yes.
Because a lot of times that's where the teachers come in and they see you and then they ask questions, or they let you know what they have done from last time, or, oh, I forgot, I was going to do this, and can you help me next time? Sure. So yeah, I've become quite the lounging coach as well.
Yeah, earlier this week, I had a huge win that was born out of, I had been coaching a teacher, she's a science teacher, which is very vocab heavy. So I've been trying to get her she's been working with Fast and Curious, and usually as we're planning that, we just end up going off on tangents about other ideas. Just like, man, you got so many ideas. You know what? I'm on the PBIS committee, and we have to do a training for the whole staff. I want you to come into our last planning meeting before we do our PD for the staff, and just see how we can make the presentation better or more interactive. All right,
Awesome.
well, I'll come in. I went in last Friday and sat in, and I suggested a few things, and it got put into the presentation we did Monday at our after school PD, and it came out huge. We did a modified version of Thin Slides. It's like a little bit thicker than Thin Slides. It worked, and now people are all over. Hey, I want to apply that. How can I apply that to my class? So it's that was a huge win. So I'm
Good.
phone's starting to ring a lot. So question 3 just dropped, and it says Kobe Bryant finished his career by leading his team to an unlikely victory, scoring 60 points in the process. How do you leverage EdTech to close lessons or create exit tickets?
I just talked about a couple real simple ones.
Yeah.
A question in Google Classroom.
Yeah.
Super simple, easy to do. Flipgrid video. The reason that doing a Flipgrid video as an exit ticket is good is because many times kids take way too long on their Flipgrid videos. They want it to look perfect. The girls want to make sure the hair looks good and all this. And so by giving them a timeline and saying, this is your exit ticket, get it done before you leave, then I think a lot of times you can get that done more efficiently. So it's great for pacing. Pacing's a big deal. I feel like, especially newer teachers that I've worked with, that is the most, that's what can get their engagement and classroom management up right away, is just pacing. That's high, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't finish? That's all right. We're moving on. You'll be faster next time. And Kurtbo talks about this when he was doing his Edu Protocol session. You give them 20 minutes, they're going to sit around for 15 and do it the last 5, right? And honestly, adults do the same thing. Yeah. So I think it's important to keep that pacing appropriately.
They have that metaphorical gun to their head, of time. Okay, I don't have time to sit there and procrastinate.
Yeah, so something that was interesting too about the student tech show that we did.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the students, they had a set amount of time to create a presentation on the spot, then they had some feedback time, and then they had to iterate, all within certain timelines. And I asked them what they thought of the experience and would they want to do it again. And they all said the fact that it was timed was stressful, but it really made us work better together. I thought that was really an interesting comment. I heard that again and again about being timed. So anyway, speed sketch notes.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Here's a quick prompt. Sketch note it out. Show me on your whiteboard, or for me, my whiteboard walls. You don't back up until I've approved it.
Perfect.
It's worked pretty well for me.
Yeah, I like it. Good stuff.
Yeah, as a classroom teacher today, I had some pretty good wins with the actual direct sketch noting, because then they don't just start sketching on the paper as they read or whatever. They have to do it on the whiteboard first. They have to iterate it with the partner, and they're working together. And then once I approve it, then they can copy it down onto their paper as their official sketch note. But they have to iterate it first. And it's worked well for me.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a couple more minutes till question 4, the final one of the night, drops. So
that's right.
If you're watching out there, where were you when you heard about Kobe? It's one of those moments. I remember where I was when Magic announced he had AIDS. I was in my dad's office at Fresno State, man. I was in the North Gym. My dad's little 50-year-old clock radio he had. Listening, I just couldn't believe what I had heard. I think this one hit me more because Magic's still with us. He wasn't gone. He wasn't playing anymore. This one's wow, he's gone. It's just it was and then I think the hardest part was that his daughter. Yeah. And then he was,
and the fact he has other daughters as well.
Yeah, he was he was just giving his daughter's teammates and their families a ride to the game. It's LA traffic. Who wants to deal with that? Here, I got a helicopter. I'm rich. I can take care of it. Let's go. And, doing people a solid, just being a friend, and
Yeah.
you know, it was rough.
So I get like, you know, news notifications on my phone. And normally I just like swipe through them.
Yeah.
Like I normally nothing really catches my eye. And I read it, but I just like glanced, like I barely saw it. And I swiped through because at first I'm like, okay, Kobe, like I'm not a big basketball fan, like whatever. And then I was like, wait, did I see that right? Like, and so then I had to like Google it again and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's what I did how I found out. But yeah. So anyway.
And like you can't buy Kobe stuff online at all right now. It's all like sold out.
I'm sure.
Buy shirts. I mean, they are all sold out. Like I went Sunday to see if I can get one on Amazon. There were nothing to be found, man. They were all gone.
You're gonna have to go to eBay.
Well, we have to wait a few months because people are going to capitalize on it because the popularity.
Yeah.
But definitely, I had a Kobe shirt years ago. I don't know what happened to it, but you got to give me a new one now.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been that kind of week, man.
Yeah, we're pretty tired.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Oof.
I don't really know. Hey, there's
Yeah,
Hans.
Hans is in.
Nice. Hans, are you a Lakers fan?
Better be.
I mean, I'm not really an NBA fan, so I'm not a Lakers fan. You know?
So question 4 just dropped.
Oh, let's hear it.
And it says, Kobe's Mamba mentality is about focusing on the process and trusting in the hard work when it matters most. How do you leverage EdTech to provide a robust feedback loop and show kids that learning is a process?
That's funny. Did you talk about learning being a process?
What's funny about that?
The screenshot got messed up.
Oh, yeah.
Your big,
Yeah, my cursor?
Your cursor was on it.
Hey, Ronald O'Donnell liked that. He liked it so much he put it on his podcast.
Yeah. He also put Google Keep location-based reminders on his podcast because I mentioned it and he gave me credit. I hadn't even used it yet.
Neither of you had used it yet.
That's hilarious. Yeah. All right, let's see here.
Yeah. All right. So, home mentality.
This is quite a question here.
Yeah.
This is pretty deep. I don't know. I'm a little tired for this.
Never shied away from the process.
Okay.
You know, it's all about the process. Trust the process. Put in the hard work, and the process will take you through pretty much. And you know, nobody was ever going to outwork him.
Yeah.
But you know, feedback loop is so important because kids today, I mean, for any generation for that matter, aren't wired to elicit feedback. Like they think learning is the destination. It's not the process. You know, and you know, like they'll turn in whatever you tell them to do, and then you give them feedback, and they don't want to act on it. Like, well, I'm done. I don't want to do it again. You know, and so how do we do that?
Yep.
I actually use a. What's up, Minja? Say hi to everybody.
Hi. Go follow me.
What do you want them to follow you on?
On YouTube.
Oh.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Like,
I don't think they can see that, but
yeah, they can't see. Just tell us. Just
what's
tell
the
everyone.
name of it?
it's Ariel Vlogging.
And what do you have on your YouTube channel? What do you create? What's your content? Videos about what though?
Me.
About you? But what are you doing in the videos? Like, it's not like, hey, look at me, everyone, I'm cool. Playing games? Like what kind of games? Like playing like Monopoly?
No.
Well, what are you playing on your games? Roblox. So if you want to learn about playing Roblox, please follow Ariel on YouTube, and you'll check it out.
If I get my wait.
I don't know if they can see that, Ariel. Oh, okay. You're gonna don't hit my Chromebook. All right, I think they saw it.
Yeah.
Follow Ariel the Ninja
That's right.
on YouTube with her Roblox.
Thank you for sharing, Ariel.
Roblox themed YouTube channel.
Let's see where they go.
So I actually use a non-tech thing to do this. My feedback tokens. It's little cards with my Carver Innovation Center logo on it
Okay.
that kids have to like meet a certain quota,
Mm.
for actually eliciting feedback. They have to ask, like they need to have be mindful about, hey, you know what? What does the teacher think about this? Well, I'm working on this. Am I doing it right? Have the teacher check. We also give it to them for like following just basic procedures, like being on the right app at the right time. That helps the classroom management. But it's to the point now where kids are, in the beginning, when I first started doing this, every question, where's my card? Where's my card? Now they're just asking questions. They don't want to move on until they've got the feedback, because they want to make sure. So they're learning that learning is a process, and that they're acting on feedback right when I catch their mistakes, rather than being an autopsy later.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to fix one mistake in the moment rather than fix 20 mistakes at the end.
Big difference.
So that's definitely helping them with the whole process portion of learning.
Sure.
So Monica Figueroa is answering question 3 about she's actually at back to school night.
Okay.
She's talking about Class Dojo, Google Classroom,
Oh, yeah.
Gmail, attending kids' games in the community,
Yes.
going to their birthday parties and first communions. That would also, well, I'm with older kids, so kids know this too.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to communicate.
Google thought you were talking to her, asking about Class Dojo.
Google Home thought we were talking to it.
Because you said Google.
Oh, did I? Well, I was reading
did
Monica.
you?
I was reading Monica's tweet,
Yeah.
but I digress. Well, it's about that time.
It is about that time. Well, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, it's a kind of a somber week and a
Mhm.
somber topic, but hopefully we got something out of it. So definitely look forward to seeing everybody next week on Stevie Tech Talk Live on Facebook and on the Twitters.
That's right. Have a good one, everyone.
Peace out.